Use your check.
Thank you, Mama. I mean, I hate to ask you for this, but you won't pay me as a lot. So.
Not a problem. But what are your plans moving forward?
I mean, shop will pick up, getting new clients every day.
What if it doesn't pick up?
Okay, Sistas fans. Now, I've already done videos talking about the subject about Karen's money issues. One of my favorite videos, actually, from the past couple of weeks was, Is Karen a terrible business owner? And by the looks of things, it just seems like each week this woman is somehow digging an even deeper hole for herself. So things have gotten so bad that Mama Lisa has to cut her daughter a check. And somebody even pointed out, it's like, Jeremy, if you kind of look at Karen's face, if you look at Karen's face after her mom hands her the check, it kind of looks like, she's a bit disappointed with how little the check amount is. I mean, this isn't a Andy check. This isn't a Zachary check, sizable sums of money that will pretty much set Karen up for the next phase of where her business is supposed to go. But this is just sad. And I really wish that we had more information on it. Now, in one of the recent spaces that the writers did on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, it was stated that Brian wasn't all that he seemed. He was a bit of a scammer, making Karen promises he couldn't deliver on. So Karen probably screwed up when she agreed to sign the paperwork to quote unquote buy the building. The writers did confirm that rather than buy the building, Karen is renting it from that woman that came in. What was it, last week? Week before last. And or last week's episode. Sorry, I just ripped my calendar, so it's February, and I'm getting mixed up. In a recent episode, the character that showed up and told Karen about how her auto pay didn't go through. It just, man, this woman is bringing a child into the world, and she can barely make ends meet. And like I said before, I don't want to sound harsh, but I don't feel sorry for her because this woman had so many people eager to help her. You had Aaron, you had Zach. Aaron, you completely turned down. Zach wrote you a fat check and then told Pam, hey, if she needs more, just tell her, give me a call. You ripped it up, then you cussed him out. Said you didn't want anything from Zach, but you would try to take him for everything you could in a child support battle. You had all these opportunities to get your ducks in a row, yet you spat in everybody's face that wanted to help you. And it's just ridiculous. It's sad to see a business, fizzle, but I mean, I think the saddest part, because I mentioned this during my live stream, was when Miss Lisa, asked about the future. It's like, Karen's like, yeah, well, I'm getting new clients every day and things will pick up to kind of balance things out. And Miss Lisa's like, but what if things don't balance out? Like, what's your plan? And that was such a real moment. I said my favorite moment of the episode was Danny's therapy session, and by extension, when she went to Tony's office to have a talk before she left for the day. I'd say this one little moment was my favorite in terms of the realistic aspect of it, because I can relate to this. And I'm not trying to make this about myself, but it's one of those moments where I felt the writers captured such a solid moment and I can relate to it, so I just have to speak on it. Because when I first quit my job in 2017 to do YouTube full time, my mom, I remember I'd say after a week of self-employment, I came home and my mom was like, have you started looking for another job? And it's like, no, I haven't. Because my parents under the impression that what I was going to do wasn't going to work out. And then last year when I got to monetize, I'm like, oh, that $9,000, close to $10,000 I made, YouTube isn't going to give it to me. and the house stuff was finally moving. Like, I just got approved for the mortgage and stuff with the land was moving forward. I'm like, why now of all times when my money just took a massive hit? Now the house stuff wants to move forward. So I'm like, okay, well, I got a lot of stuff to sell on eBay so I can make the difference. And of course, you all help with the backup channel succeeding. And then mid-October, I was able to bounce back. Now it took, I'd say about a month and a half to 2 months to get the channel back on its feet. But December was a very profitable month. January, way more profitable than I planned, because typically as a YouTuber, ad revenue takes a dip when a new year starts because the holiday season is over. Promoters aren't putting up as many ads because remember, holiday season's done. There aren't as many extravagant deals and whatnot to promote. But last month was a very good month. And the thing is, I always had the backup plan, which was my eBay store, and it paid off because it was enough to make up the gap of what I lost when I got demonetized. Karen, on the other hand, I don't think she has a plan B. Her thing is, her salon is everything, but the baby is really going to slow things down, because I did a video a while ago. I'm like, when she goes on maternity leave, who is she going to leave in charge of that salon? It's like, I know she don't plan on leaving Pam in charge, because we saw what happened last time. And even though the fire was not her fault, she still, on 2 separate occasions, left the salon with some of the equipment still on. Now, when it comes down to this situation about the money, we all want to know what happened to that $77,000 that Zach gave her. She's going to have the nerve to say, not enough. Well, even if the man, I have no doubt in my mind, even if Zach gave this woman like $500,000, it would have been gone. And the crazy part is, this just shows you how bad Karen is with money. Because when she was in a relationship with Zach, you know what, you freeloading, and you know what, you make that little check at the airport, but you always blow it in strip clubs and stuff like that, and I'm giving money to you, I'm giving money to your family. What's Karen's excuse now? Zach is no longer part of her life. Zach is no longer a quote-unquote leech, taking away the money from her bank account or holding his hand out every time he needs something. Zach isn't running up a $77,000 bill of debt to Karen, so to speak. What is taking all of her money now? And no, it's not just the salon, because remember, he gave her that $77,000 back in season 3. And, well, we know how time works in this show, so that was technically months ago. And I'm talking about even prior to the 3-month time skip we just went through. I really want to know what's up with that money. Because the more I see Karen struggling, the more I'm like, this woman just doesn't know how to run a business successfully. Not to mention, even when she starts bringing in money from her new clients and whatnot, all of that money can't just go right back into the salon, because, she has her own personal account that she needs to maintain because she's living by herself. Money for this child. Then on top of that, she's paying rent for the building, but she's also got her debt to pay off from Andy. So I don't know what exactly is going on here. A lot of people have said like it's that only child syndrome, where that explains Karen's whole thing where she feels like people owe her and there's an allegiance to her and this, that, and the third. But it's like, you kind of failed. And also, I'm sorry, I'm talking about, the Andy debt, but also the loan that she took out from the bank, the business loan. And now she's trying to get a personal one too. And look, I feel for Karen. It sucks, you're a single mom, you're a business owner, but sometimes you just got to fold them. And as talented as she may be with hair, maybe this isn't the thing for her. It just feels like you're not really going to land on your feet at the end of this, because of the fact that there's just way too much piled up outside of your salon succeeding. And I hate to say that, she needs a man in order to succeed. That's not what I'm saying, but she needs to look at the reality of the situation, get this baby daddy thing in order, and then straighten out her life. Because just like what Miss Lisa said, I know you still love Zach, and it's just like, just stop chasing a dream. This man, he's moved on. He has his own baby drama to deal with right now. He doesn't have time to deal with you. He's not obligated to deal with you. And I can't wait to do another video where I talk about the fact that for whatever reason, you got the likes of Pam, Miss Lisa, making it seem like Zach's wallet is the solution to Karen's problem. Or should I say problems? It just makes no sense to me. But yeah, that's what I really want to know as the season goes forward. How exactly did Karen find herself in this pit of debt? Because it's not adding up. Like I said, the check that Andy wrote for her, she's paying that back. The business loan she took out from the bank. The money she has to pay monthly for rent of the building she's running her salon out of, and then rent for her apartment. I don't know, like excuse me, like car note, things like that. That's like 5 big bills right there. So I don't know if she like overextended her budget or what, but things just aren't working out. Like I said, she probably would have been better off getting her old shop repaired, or better yet, just and this is something people have been saying since like early season 6, Karen ought to just rent out a different studio in Atlanta and do hair from there. Maybe it might be a bit smaller or something, but either way, she wouldn't have had to wait 5 months to get the repairs done. She could have got set up a lot quicker. It would have been a lot less expensive, because I feel like she fell for Brian's tricks or whatever, and as a result, she fell flat on her face. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.